Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be making a Madhubani painting on this tote bag pouch, or this tote pouch, you could say. So, now what exactly is Madhubani painting? So, Madhubani painting is an art style that comes from Bihar. And a lot of these paintings, they tend to depict, a lot of mythology and some geometric motifs, as well as a lot of, natural or nature motifs. So let's start and see how we can go about it. Okay, so here we have a tote bag. And first what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drawing on this. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I can see that this one is a little bit uneven. So I can just even this out a little bit like that, and it should be good to go. Okay, so even if you do not have a tote bag with you, you can do it on any sort of material, whether you want to do it on paper or maybe a t-shirt or maybe a purse, you could say. You can do it on any of that. All right. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to start off by drawing a line at the bottom, just like this. Now it might look like the line is going smaller, but it's pretty much the same all throughout. Okay, just like this, and then we'll have another one parallel to it. And it's entirely okay if your line, goes a little high and low. Just like that. Okay, and then we're going to draw the fish motif. So for that, I'm going to take the center of this first. Somewhere around here should be good. Okay, just like that. And then from here, I will draw a semicircle just like this. Just like that. And then from here I will draw the body of the fish. So I'll just make the fins at the tail first. And then I'll do the same thing for the left side. It will come somewhere around here and around this height, right about there. Just like this. And then we'll have the fins towards the tail, just like this. Perfect. And now we can start adding in the designs here and here as well, and towards this area. One second. Okay, we can add the other fins just like this. So we can add about 7 of them. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a small one here, 7. Just like that. And then the same thing on this side. So be somewhat towards just before the center over here. Then we'll try to make them both the same height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last one 7, just like that. I'll try to give it a bit of a curve. Yeah, just like this. Okay, now that we have done this much, we can, try to fill in a little bit of the center part since it seems pretty empty over here. So what I will do for that is I will draw a semicircle just like this, and then another one here, keep some gap, yeah. And then I will add some sort of a mandala design. Just like this. And then from here, we can add a sort of a floral design, you could say. So from these tips that are there, we'll take this outward, just like this. And the center one, we'll make it a bit thicker, like that. Just like this. Okay. From this side, I can have some leaves flow outward. The same thing over here. Nice. And then last but not least, the eyes. Okay. And then over here, you can still add a few more designs just like this, and make sure they aren't very straight. We want them to be a little bit flowy like that. So here we'll have 6 of them. On top we made 7, but here we'll have 6. And the same thing this side also. Three, 4, 5, then a smaller one here, 6, just like that. And now towards the bottom, we can add these sort of borders, you could say. Well, there's a lot more that's going to be here, but for that I will directly paint on top. Okay, and then to finish it off, over here I'll draw one leaf. And then this side as well. That's one, and that's another. Yeah, perfect. Oh, hello Jayashri. It's been a while since I've seen you, back on the lives. Okay, so I'm going to use a palette that I have. So if you look at this, right? So this is how you can know if your paint is, for good quality or not. So especially acrylics, I'm going to be using acrylics. So you should be easily able to peel it off like this. Of course the paint needs to be thick enough, but let's say assuming that it is pretty thick, your paint should be like this once you peel it out, because if it's not like that, then it can affect the quality of your work. So even over here, if we see, I can easily just peel the paint out. It should become this rubber like texture, just like that. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna make this a video of me just peeling paints. Okay, so now we can start with let's say with the red color. So here mostly we're going to be using the colors as they are. And what I mean by colors as they are is we're not going to be adding white or mixing it with some other color unless we need some sort of secondary or primary colors. Thank you, Busy Period. Love your workshops. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And my apologies for not being able to keep the workshops on Friday and Saturday. I was not in town, so I am back now, and you'll be getting a lot more workshops as we go by. Okay, so I have some red color here. So for me, what I like to do is when I paint, I like to keep the paint as it is, and as I keep painting and painting over it, the paint layer thickens, and then it's very satisfying to really just peel the paint off. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this red. I just mixed a little bit of water in it, so it's a little easier to spread around. Oh, hey Neha. It's been a while. It feels like I've come live after like a month or something, even though it's just been like 2 or 3 days. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the base over here. I'll apply some red color there. Now since I am working on a tote bag, the colors might seem a little darker. So what I'm going to do is, let me just increase. Oh yeah, this is how it is supposed to look. Okay. Invitations for the workshops come very late in the group. Okay, I'll try, getting them to be sent a lot earlier. So today it was supposed to come much earlier, but due to some reasons, it wasn't sent. So I personally had sent them. But don't worry, the next one you'll get it pretty immediate. And most of the links that we send, right, can only be made like once a workshop is done. So like say once this workshop is done, only then am I able to send you the link for the other ones. Otherwise, it's not possible for me to get the link. But I'm glad you all are back. There are still quite a lot of you in watching the live. So here I'm adding some red color. I'll just bring it closer so you can see. And I would suggest, adding quite a bit of water to your paint. Otherwise, the cloth tends to absorb quite a lot of water. So then you aren't, really able to spread the color properly. Just like this. And here. One second. I think from the inside. Hold on, guys. I'll just make sure this part comes out properly. There you go. Much better. There you go. Perfect. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, if that's the case, then sure, we can do that. There you go. That's actually a pretty good idea. I didn't think about that. Thanks for letting me know. We can start making that happen. Oh, hey Kashinath. Yeah, it's been quite some time. Plus there's a Sunday in between, so it feels even longer. But how are you? How's your drawing coming along? Both you and Megha have done such amazing works, especially since you all have only just started painting and drawing. Should keep it up, both of you, and maybe even get Maithili in on painting or drawing, whichever she is comfortable with. Of course, you do not need to force her. I'm not asking you to force Maithili into this, but if at all she does feel interested, by then you and Megha will also have some experience in drawing and painting, and then you both can help her out. You both can have your own little workshop at home, and she can learn from you. Oh, you tried doing 3D shading. Okay, that's interesting. How did that go? What did you try painting? Sorry, drawing, not painting. Oh, okay, she's not interested in posting on the group. All right, no problem. But does she paint or how is it? So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking red and putting it wherever it is needed. And then I will move on to the next color. So now over here from the middle of these two, I will start putting this. Oh, a 3D water drop. I remember when I tried that for the first time. So, how did it turn out? How did your drawing come? 3D water drop is quite a difficult one that even initially when I was learning how to draw and paint, after I drawing 3D water droplets, 3D illusions and all of that. She did one painting day before yesterday and it's a peacock. Oh, lovely. Yeah, even your mountain. Like, I was just looking at that and it turned out really good. I was like, hold on a second. Who sent this artwork? I had to double check the name. Because I remember you telling me you didn't have that much experience, but that mountain especially turned out really good. Of course, the whole drawing as well, but I really loved how the mountains turned out. That's good, and you should be proud of your work as well. No matter how it turns out, you should and always continue being proud of your work. At the end of the day, it is only you who can make a painting done by you. So, in that sense, it becomes very much unique. Yeah, you're welcome. And not only should you be proud of yourself for, making that drawing, but you should also be proud of yourself for being consistent also, because that is very difficult. There's no credit going to me. No way is any credit coming to me. All I can do is just show you. But at the end of the day, it is you who picks the pencil up or paintbrush and does it on your own. And do it on your own. Does it on your own. Yes, and do it on your own. Okay, so now I'll start turning these fins towards the side. Just like that. Nice, now the colors are starting to look, a lot more prominent. So over here, I'll just start in a way elongating these fins that are there so I can start curving them towards the right side. And for the rest of you, you all should try, if you haven't painted or maybe you're new to painting and drawing, should feel free and do it without judging yourself too hard. Because at some point, everyone was a beginner and so was I. So whether it may be, the paintings I show you on the workshops, or something you get from the internet or Pinterest, you should try making as many works as you can. And if you would like to, you can even share it on our WhatsApp group, where even Neha and Kashinath as well, and Megha, and a lot more other people share their works also. Okay, like this. Just like that. Nice. Okay, I'll try to pick up the pace with this, since tends to take a bit of time. Okay, I'm done with that one. Now we can do this one here. Let's see, after Christmas holidays, I will come back maybe to say hello. Join get my supplies after I go back home. Oh, okay. No problem. No worries. Even I will most likely not be there, doing a workshop for Christmas. Of course, only one day, don't worry. And then I will be coming back also. So until then, Neha, a Merry Christmas to you. And I hope, your holidays go well also. Just like that. Oh, and if you're still there, thank you so much for joining me, even if you weren't able to paint. I really appreciate it. Just like this. Okay. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen like that. Okay, like this, and then there. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great holiday as well. Okay, this part is done. Now I will just add a little bit of this here. For Rangoli competition, what kind of colors can be used? On paper. So are you asking me what type of paints, like acrylic or watercolor in that sense? So if you want to paint on paper, especially designs like these which have a lot of intricacy in them, I would suggest going for acrylics, because those will not only dry fast, but even the colors will remain really fresh, and it will give you a very nice bright look also. Okay, so I'm guessing that was your question. If not, you can just clear it up a bit more for me as to what type of question are you asking. So I can understand much better to help you out. But if you're asking what sort of medium, so normally we refer to acrylics, oils, watercolor, pastel as mediums. So if you're asking what sort of medium to use on paper, I would suggest using acrylics. There you go, just like this. Okay, now I will take some blue color that I have. Oh, okay, great. I'm glad I answered your question. Because acrylics, right? Not only do they give like a very lovely finish, but the fact that it dries up really quick helps you improve your speed as well, especially since it's a competition. I'm sure you're limited on time. I'm sure you're limited on time, so going for acrylics is your best bet. Because I myself I've tried Rangoli only once, which was this Diwali, but I'm thinking of trying Rangoli in general, of course, a lot more, because there are some really cool stuff, cool designs you can do with Rangoli. But keeping that aside, I wish you all the best for your Rangoli competition. And no matter the results, I hope you tell me how it goes. So over here, in an alternative manner, I will paint the fins. Just like this. And then the same thing this side also. I made a mistake over here adding a blue in between, but that's okay, as long as I didn't cover the entire part. It should be okay. Different kind of workshop today, yes. So we will be doing a lot more Indian art as well in the coming future. Then here also. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then the same blue we'll be adding to the top ones as well. So right here, we'll try to give it a very thin tip this side. Okay, so I have a question for you all. So how many So how many of you okay, there you go. So how many of you have joined our WhatsApp community group, and how many of you have probably never heard it? You can let me know. So for those of you who do not know, our WhatsApp community group is, as it says, a WhatsApp group where not just myself, but even all of you can join it. And over there we have everyone sending in their works, and I get to see them personally and reply to them personally also. And sometimes here and there we do have, certain shout outs also that we give on our YouTube live. Of course, it's been some time since we have last done it. It's been quite the month, I tell you. But from next month onwards, that is something we are bringing back. Or should I say next year? Is that too cringy to say? I will be starting something new next year, even though it's just like a week and a half away. But yeah, speaking of which, what are your plans for this Christmas? I'm sure whether you celebrate it or not, some of you are going to be going out. So why don't you guys tell me what are your plans for Christmas? What's the 5:30 live about? It's going to be most likely another painting on Indian art or on an Indian art form. Okay. Oh yeah, y'all will be going out, of course. That's nice. So I think in Kuwait, Boulevard Park should be decorated a very Christmas theme. Not quite sure. But based on my memory, I think that should be a good place to visit. And if you want to see like decoration and all of that. This is the center over here. I'm just going to add an egg-like shape. You've never heard of Boulevard Park? It's in Salmiya. How have you never heard of it? You should ask your parents to take you there. It's really nice. One second. Alright guys, I am back. Yeah, so as I was saying, Kashinath, in Kuwait, you should go to Boulevard Park. It's a huge park. And it's not like some regular garden or anything like that. You've even got a cricket stadium inside and got a lot of cool stuff actually in there. No, I'm not planning a Christmas trip. This was just a suggestion. You don't have to do anything like that. But if at all you all do happen to pass by Salmiya, that would be a good place to visit. By no means am I trying to decide or plan out your Christmas day. Okay. Yeah, so that should be pretty good for blue. So why don't some of you other guys also tell me, what are your plans for this Christmas? We just have another day actually. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I think at this rate we might most likely have a part 2 of this at at the 5:30 workshop, because I don't think this is something I can complete within the next 15 minutes, 15 to half an hour. Okay, but keeping that aside, what I will do now is I will make some green color. One second. I do have some yellow. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I have quite a bit of yellow, and I almost dumped my entire bottle in my palette. And believe it or not, this is exactly as high as my paint can go before dripping out. Okay, so we can either start with the green or with the pink. Regardless, we need to use both. So I think what I can do is, sorry, green or orange. So over here, look at this. This is the perfect example of, color theory I can give you. It somehow just set itself over here. So we have, do you all want to hear about color theory a little bit? Or should I just mix my colors and get back to painting? Before I answer what I do for Christmas and New Year, I want you to tell me whether you want me to give you, a small brief about color theory, or should I just carry on painting so that you guys don't get bored? What do you want to hear? Until I get a reply, I'm just going to sit. I want to know whether you guys would like to know a little bit about primary colors and secondary colors and so on and so forth. Okay. Joyti, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. Joyti says yes. Okay, cool. All right. I hope I didn't pressurize you all into saying yes, since I said I'm not going to do anything. But okay. So now we have primary colors, secondary, and tertiary colors. So normally these three colors here. You know what? I will just cover this part here so the other colors do not distract you. Okay. So in our primary colors, we have yellow, blue, and red color. Now, why are they called primary colors? And that is because if we mix two different colors, we can never get yellow, we can never get blue, and we can never get red as well. And the same thing for black and white, but those are considered more of tones rather than colors. So yeah, so these are known as our three primary colors. But now, what are secondary colors? So secondary colors would be when we mix two primary colors. So for example, we have yellow and green here, yellow and blue. We have yellow and blue here. Sorry about that, guys. We have yellow and blue. I'll just put some water down there. Okay. So what I'm going to take first is some yellow color and mix it in here. Take a bit more and maybe a little bit more. In case you're wondering, please do not take this much yellow. That is way too much unless you're making a big painting. Okay, so now here we have yellow. And like I said, secondary colors are when we mix two primary. So I will take some blue color and mix it into this yellow. And the color we get is going to be green color. So now green has become a secondary color, because we can make green color by mixing yellow and blue, but we cannot make yellow by mixing any other colors. So if the more blue I add, the darker my green is going to get. So I'll just add a little bit more blue and it will start getting more and more darker. Just like this. So now we have green, our first secondary color. And then if we mix, so I'll do this a bit towards the side over here. Now if you mix yellow and red, sorry, blue and red, I'll take some blue color here, and then I'll take a little bit of red and mix it in. We would get purple color. Let me show you what I mean. So I have this paper here. If I spread this out, look at that lovely blue color we get. So we get this nice purple color when we mix blue and red. And last but not least, the color we need right now. I will take some yellow, just like this. Of course, I'm not going very in depth. And I will add a little bit of red color to it. And now we get orange. And orange would be our secondary color. Just like that. So that's a bit of the basics of color theory. Of course, then we have color schemes and we have color combinations and all of that. But I'll keep that for some other time. So now we can continue with our painting. So how many of you knew about, primary and secondary colors before I showed you? I'm sure most of you must have heard of them at least. I'll just mix this nicely. Okay. Now I will take this orange and apply it over here. So it's supposed to be like an outline of a circle, but since this is a bit small, I'm just going to make proper circles like that. Take a bit more. We'll have 3 circles here, and then this one as well, just like that. And now I will start making the outline for this. Just like that. So I'll make it slightly thin from the bottom and thicker or wider as we go up. You already knew it. Okay, no problem. Okay, since you already knew that, let me give you a quick trivia question, which I'm sure most of you all do not know. So how or what color would I mix into red to darken it? Or what would be the correct color to mix into red? So I want to mix this color into red to make it darker, but I do not want the red to lose, that redness that it has. I don't want it to become dull basically. So what color can I add into red to darken it without making it look very grayish like that? What do you guys think? What color could I add into red to darken it without making it lose its value? just like this. Just like that. Brownish. So if you add brown into red, it would desaturate it. Desaturate it in the sense that it won't be as bright as it initially was. It's a very good attempt. Okay, that's a good first try. Give it another guess. There's one more guess, and then I'll tell you how you would do it exactly. And don't be afraid, if your answer is right or wrong. That's not the point here. Brown was a good option. Give me one more guess. Think a little different. Like of course, just throw darts in the dark, but think of a color you wouldn't really think of to make red darker. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of red color so I can show exactly how bright this red is. Okay, so now you said brown, but brown, I have brown somewhere here. So I'll even show you what exactly happens when you mix brown color into it. Just like this. So as you can see, it is still pretty bright, but now it's not as vibrant as this. I'll just add a little bit more brown so you can get a better idea. Just mix in a little bit of brown here. You see, now I've taken quite a lot of brown, but even then, this is the darkest it will get. So if you see, it is still almost as bright, but now it's not so vibrant. It's become a little bit sort of like a blood red, you could say. But otherwise, if you want to darken red, of course, blue is also an option, but it would take it more towards purple. But what we can do is I can take some red color here. Now I will take some green. I will mix it in this red. And I'll just take a little bit more green color. Not too much. There you go. See how dark it's become, and it still looks quite reddish. Just keep it flat like that so you can see. So instead of brown also would be a good choice, but you would use it differently. But otherwise, if you want to darken red, green color is quite a good option. But if you add black color, right, what happens is it loses that red color that it initially holds. So I'll just bring this a little bit closer so you can see. This is with brown. I've added quite a bit of brown, but this is the darkest it can get. Whereas when you add green, you can darken it quite a lot. So I'll just take a little bit red here and just mix it in this. So I'll just show you what exactly I mean. Yeah, there you go. See, so the more green I add, the darker it becomes. Yeah, look at that. That's a very nice palette, you could say. I hope you learned something new with that. Okay. So now we can add a bit of, did we add green? No, we didn't add green. So I'll just mix this nicely. Yeah, like plum red, exactly. So the same thing would be applicable to green as well. So if you want to darken green, you can add blue. Blue is actually quite a good color to, darken other colors. But then the whole thing changes. Like if you add green to blue, it will become a very teal or turquoise, not turquoise, turquoise is very different. It will become a very teal-like color, so a very bluish green color. It won't remain green as it darkens, but if you add red color to your green, it will darken to me with the green still intact. Just like this. Yeah, go just like that. Oh, okay, Kashina, no problem. Actually, on that note, I'm going to stop this one right here so that we can have a part 2 of this where I complete the entire Madhubani painting as well. So we will be having the part 2 in another hour. We have a 5:30 workshop starting. So until then, let me show you what we have made so far. So this is what we have made up until now. Now there's still quite a lot of work left, so I will keep this for the 5:30 workshop. So I hope to see you all at the 5:30 workshop also, and take care and thank you for joining me. So bye bye.